Why is it so hard to love ourselves? It's a question many of us silently ask, but rarely answer. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with the message to be your own biggest fan, why do so many of us feel so distant from true self-love? The answer lies deeper than just a matter of self-esteem. It's rooted in our biology, our upbringing, and even in the society around us. From the moment we're born, we're taught to seek validation from others. Look at social media today. An endless stream of comparisons, filtered lives, and curated identities. This constant comparison often tells us that we're not enough, unless we look, act, or achieve a certain way. It's as if we're measuring our worth against a moving target that's designed to keep us chasing, but never quite reaching. But this cultural pressure isn't just modern. It dates back centuries, shaped by the rise of individualism and the idea that our value comes from what we do, not who we are. And this distorted vision can make us forget that self-worth isn't built on comparison, but on acceptance, something we all can achieve. Now, let's zoom in on biology. Our brains are wired to focus on the negative. It's called the negativity bias, and it evolved to help us survive. Early humans had to be alert to danger, be it a predator or a rival. But in today's world, that survival mechanism doesn't serve us as well. Instead of just worrying about real dangers, we focus on every little flaw, every perceived mistake, and every criticism. This becomes a loop. The more we criticize ourselves, the more we feel inadequate, reinforcing the idea that we're not worthy of love. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The brain has literally trained us to focus on what's wrong, not what's right. But here's the twist. You can rewire your brain. With practice, it's possible to change how you respond to your thoughts, and to begin focusing on the positives instead of the negatives. But biology alone doesn't explain everything. Childhood experiences play a massive role in shaping our self-love or lack thereof. When we grow up in environments where love feels conditional, where we have to perform, behave, or look a certain way to earn affection, we learn that our worth is tied to how others see us. This conditioning can last a lifetime. Even as adults, we may struggle to love ourselves because we never learned how to love unconditionally. It's not uncommon to have internalized the message that love is something to be earned, not something that's always within us. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Real self-love is unconditional. It's not about performance. It's about acceptance and care for who you are right now, flaws and all. Another big barrier to self-love is vulnerability. To truly love ourselves, we need to be honest with ourselves, to acknowledge both our strengths and weaknesses. But vulnerability is often seen as a weakness in today's world, making us hide behind walls of perfection. We fear that if others see the real us, the messy, imperfect parts, they won't love us. This fear extends inward. We hide from our own flaws because we're scared we won't be able to handle them. But vulnerability is the key to growth. It's only by embracing our imperfections that we allow ourselves to truly heal and grow. When we stop hiding from our flaws, we open the door to real, transformative self-love. Now, here's the good news. You can change this. Just like learning any new skill, self-love is something you can practice. It's about consistently making small shifts in your mindset, choosing self-compassion over self-criticism, and learning to recognize your worth, even on the days when you don't feel it. Start by taking a moment each day to acknowledge something you like about yourself, physically, mentally, or emotionally. It could be as simple as, I'm proud of how I handled that tough situation, or I love the way I look today. These small moments of positive reinforcement begin to counteract the negativity bias in your brain and slowly build the foundation for stronger self-love. Gratitude is another powerful tool. When we reflect on the things we're grateful for in ourselves, our resilience, our kindness, our creativity, we start to recognize our inherent worth. This shifts our focus from the things we think are missing to the things we already have. And when we appreciate ourselves, it becomes easier to love ourselves. Loving yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about accepting yourself fully, the good, the bad, and the in-between. It's a lifelong journey, not a destination. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes a natural part of who you are. So, ask yourself, what would happen if you started loving yourself unconditionally today? What would shift in your life if you stopped waiting for permission from others to feel worthy? Remember, you are enough, just as you are. It's time to start believing it.